Hello, and welcome to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Ade, and I'm thrilled to be able to bring you this pretty detailed reading on the Lunar New Year, the 111 portal, the new moon, the first new moon of 2024. And what we're going to be looking at today is what kind of new beginnings, changes, or gifts can you expect with this brand new moon? I have a really strong feeling that 2024 is going to be a very powerful and beautiful year for many people. And so my hope is that this reading will give you guidance on kind of what to anticipate, what to expect, and how to move agilely so that you can really fully receive all of the benefits of fresh starts. So that's what we're doing today, and I'm so happy that you're here with me. I'm going to jump right into the readings. Just a side note that if you're interested in a personal reading, I do personal readings, and you can just drop me an email at abundantjoytarot@gmail.com, and I will get back to you with the details. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we've got 3 piles to choose from today. You can see they're pretty thick piles. I've already done the prayer and pulled the cards. We've got quite a few oracle cards and quite a few tarot cards. And so we're going to jump in, and I'll lead you in with this first card. And this is the beginning of the first part of the reading. The reading is in several parts, but the first part of the reading is just sort of looking at what is your current energy that you're walking into the new moon with, okay? But this is just one of those cards. And then we've got an archetype card and a tarot card to look at that. So for pile 1, you've got this card here. Pile 1. Pile 2, you have this card. And then pile 3, you have this card. Now it's interesting, when I pulled these cards, it looks like all of them are actually full moons, but we're talking about the new moon. But we're going to look at what is the energy behind each of these cards when we go into the piles. So I would invite you to just take in a deep breath, allow yourself to center into the readings, focus in, and see which reading is calling to you, okay? These are extensive readings. You may be pulled with more than one reading, and there may be messages in there because there are several parts to the reading. So check them out if they are calling to you. Other than that, I will see you in your readings. All right. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this card, then this is going to be your new moon reading. So let's take a look. And you pulled the card that says, "You are good enough." Full moon in Virgo. Beautiful. You are good enough. So again, we're looking at this first section of the reading. So first we're just looking at kind of what is the energy that you're walking with when you go into this new moon, you know, what is sitting with you, okay? And one of the things about the Virgo for this card right here, it is talking about a need to kind of declutter your space, right? A need to be really honest with yourself about what is happening in your surroundings. So there's a sense that as you're walking into this new moon, there's a sense of sort of like taking a look at your environment and look at yourself and see how it is that you need to move forward as you approach this new moon, okay? One thing you want to be mindful of is worrying too much, because the worrying that you're doing could be attracting energy that you don't want to bring into you. So switch your worrying to a sense of manifesting what it is that you want to desire, what you desire. If you find yourself ruminating or thinking about things that you don't want to be happening, try to immediately switch to what do you actually want to be happening and allow that to come forward for you, okay? And the other thing that this card really speaks on is about humility. So having a sense of humility as you're going into this next phase, new beginnings, and things that are coming forward for you. Okay, I'm going to pull this down. And then we pulled this archetype card, which is the slave card. Okay, the light attribute of the slave card is surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Not particularly fond of that word, but that's what they have here. And then the shadow attribute would be giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. So there's this sense of being able to kind of authentically surrender to a divine source, your higher power, that which you hold, and trusting that things are going to manifest as they should. And so being mindful of that. Now this did come upright, so I'm looking at it from that positive sense of a sense of surrender and allowing yourself to trust as you move forward. This idea of you are good enough, standing in your own power. Oh, now this is interesting. I think I pulled one tarot card for each of the decks, but you all got two. And you got, wow, the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Beautiful. So there's a sense of a lot of love is around you as you're starting to go into this new new moon, these new beginnings. I feel like this is a great it doesn't get much better really, because the Ten of Pentacles is that that sort of happily ever after, whatever that looks like for you. It is that sense of abundance, that sense of wholeness, that sense of being in a place of overflow, so much so that you're also able to give to others. And the fact that you've got the Two of Cups here lets me know that it's also a heart-centered connection. You may also be right now in a place of being in connection with other people, maybe a significant other, or it could be a deep close friend or deep family member. But what I'm seeing here is just a sense of your heart being full, okay? So there's a sense of like, what I'm getting here in terms of you walking in is this need to surrender to your heart, surrender to success and new beginnings coming in. Some of you may be in a place where there's a lot of opportunities that are going to be coming for you, and they're going to be mind-blowing for you. And so what you're going to need to make sure that you're managing is your shadow side that tries to make you believe that you're not worthy, that this is not ever going to happen, that whatever that might be. Again, you need to think about your thinking and be conscious of what it is that you are allowing in your life. Understand that the universe is abundant. There is more than enough for everyone. We have been lied to believe that there is a lack mentality in our world and that everybody has to fight for some scraps of something when the universe is bubbling over with abundance. There is more than enough for you. And if there's any of you that are out there, because I'm hearing this, there's any of you that are out there thinking that you cannot be in an overly abundant space because you're taking from someone else, you need to trust and know that your good heart is needed to be sitting with that over amount of abundance, because you're going to allow your cup to overflow, right? There's more than enough. There is more than enough, and you are enough, and you are worthy. So the thought here is for you to step into this new moon with the idea of expansion, being able and ready to accept the expansion that is coming into your life. You are more than ready. You are more than capable. And receive, right? Receive. So that's what I'm seeing in terms of us moving into the new moon. Now I'm going to take a look at what changes can you expect with this new moon? What changes can you expect with this new moon? So we pulled a couple of tarot cards, and let me just make sure I get this right. Yes. And an oracle card. I just want to make sure that I have this right. Oh, yes. Okay. This and this one. These. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put this over here. Okay. So this is all about the changes. Changes. So let's take a look at the oracle cards here. Follow the leader. Okay. This talks about not only you being a leader, but that, you know, people are going to follow you into, sorry, I was just noticing, this is about following your guidance towards your true purpose, okay? It is time. It is time, you all. This is what I'm hearing with this card, because we've got this clock here, and the path is leading you directly towards your purpose, all right? And the message that I'm getting from this clock is that it is time for you to follow your lead, right? So when I wanted to say follow your own lead, but your own lead may be driven by the divine, okay? So follow your intuition, your divine guidance that leads you directly into your life's purpose. It is time. Some of you, I keep hearing that, it is time, because I think that some of you have been preparing for what is going to be beginning for you for some time. And there is, as if you are, I'm getting the sense that it's almost as if you are gathering, you know, this has sort of got this autumn piece here, but it's sort of like gathering your nuts. But I always, gathering your nuts, gathering your seeds, gathering your things that are going to blossom and bloom. But I get the sense that many of you have already gathered a lot of the seeds and a lot of the nuts. So it's the image that I'm getting is that you are gathering together like what you have already gathered, if that makes sense. So like I'm getting this image of you like pulling together like the bags of things that you've already gathered and packing them up, put them on in your backpack, put them in your suitcase, and getting ready to go on your path. And the path that you're going on is on your path to your true life purpose. All right, that's what I'm seeing right there. But let's see what else we've got going on. So some of these I'm going to have to take a look at because this is a different deck. The gardener, look at that. This is, I keep getting these seeds things, but the gardener, wow. Okay, I'm going to take a look at that because I want to make sure that but what I'm getting here is that same image of like what's changing for you is that things are going to begin to blossom for you. You're going to be doing the work and gardening with the divine. Okay. But yeah. Okay. Let me see what else is here before I continue with that. Take the lead. Look at that. The moon's wisdom. There's a sense here that many of you, this is about your confidence also growing in terms of what's changing for you, is that you're stepping into a new level of confidence. You are stepping into a new level of responsibility. And when I say responsibility, sometimes responsibility has kind of a negative connotation to it. But the responsibility I'm taking is like taking responsibility for your own life and for leading yourself in the direction that brings you joy and abundance. So it's responsibility in a very positive way because it's about you understanding that you have greater power than you thought you had before and stepping into your next steps with confidence. Okay. Now your tarot cards, and then we'll be able to go back and look at this in a little more detail. The Knight of Cups. This is interesting because you got, going into this, we got the Two of Cups, right? So that's that heart-centered love, connection, partnership coming in. And then the Knight of Cups talks about a romantic proposal or a message, a heart-centered message, right? Of love. And I'm getting that for some of you, this is a love partnership connection that may be coming in. But for some of you, this is a heart-centered message from the divine that is guiding you on this path. Let's see what all these other cards are. Okay, you've got the Eight of Swords. Yeah, there is about the sense of leaving something, and the Two of Wands. All right. I have 4 there, but okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So, for you all, pile number 1, in terms of the changes that are happening, you are going to be picking up your bags and taking your leave of something that is no longer serving you. You are stepping away from a sense of feeling like you were hopeless, like you didn't know, like you were kind of spinning in the wind. You weren't able to take any steps forward. The sense of like you knew something wasn't right, but you were struggling to get to the other side of it and you didn't know what steps to take. Okay. And some of it may have been that because some of the aspects of your life have actually been quite joyful and very heart-centered. And so this sort of sense of unease that you have had has been confusing and a little bit frustrating, right? And so the thought here is that you are coming to a place where you've got much greater clarity, and the Two of Wands is indicating that a decision is needed. And I feel like for you all, many of you, some of you may not have gotten there yet, but I feel like many of you have already made the decision in terms of what direction you need to go. And so now it's about taking the steps, okay? Because the Two of Wands is not just about choosing the path. It is about choosing the path that you're going to take moving forward, but it's also about stepping forward into that path, okay? And there's a need for you, excuse me, there's a need for you to be able to have a sense of acceptance, because the gardener really talks about self-acceptance and self-compassion, having a sense of non-judgment, putting that aside, okay? So it says here for this particular card, the gardener card, it says, standing proud in a lush green garden, a woman holds a growing bulb in her arm. And I feel like that's kind of what I was seeing before with those seeds that you're gathering, that you've got a bulb that you know is ready to begin to manifest, right? You've got an idea, you've got a creation, you've got something that you're working on, okay? And so this is when we're talking about the changes here, okay? So the 2 small houses spring from the plant, and her skirt is transformed into a house. She is the gardener of her soul, the caretaker of her home. Her feelings are the flowers of her garden. By taking care of herself, she keeps growing stronger. But sometimes uninvited guests invade the garden, intruders like jealousy or shame. If we recognize these are neither good nor bad, but something to be investigated and accepted, we can treat ourselves with compassion and keep blooming. So again, this is the sense of you really harvesting your confidence, but doing it from a place of compassion for self and compassion for your environment and the people around you. You have the authority to take the lead, okay? In terms of this, we've got the take the lead with the moon's wisdom, and we've got the follow the leader, okay? And so I'm really getting the sense that as you get a message, you're going to be getting a message that's going to be coming in with this new moon with regards to changing. It's going to be a heart-centered message. It's going to be something that you are really desiring and wanting in your life, okay? But you're going to need to make a decision when this thing comes forward. And what you're being encouraged to do is to make the decision with a sense of self-love and compassion. And what do you need to do to garden your own soul? And that is what is going to help you guide your decision to move forward on what is being offered to you, okay? This taking the lead card, it says right out the box, sometimes you just need to stand up for yourself, okay? And this is going to be one of those times. So the sad truth in your current situation, if you continue to act like someone who feels less than, there are certain people who will exploit their power or authority over you. They do this because they have their own insecurities and they're trying to make themselves feel more powerful. So what do? You need to take the lead. You need to take the lead, Pile 1. You need to take the lead for your own soul and your own life, all right? So sometimes, particularly those who have this sense of understanding how other people are, you have a great sense of compassion and are able to see other people's stories, the other side. We can get caught up in having I don't want to say too much compassion, because you can never have too much compassion. But when your compassion stops you from acting on your own soul's purpose or your own self-love, then it has become an overused skill. Okay. So it's important for you at this time to stand up for yourself, to take the lead. You got this, Pile 1. So step fully into your power. Know that you are wiser than you are, and stop putting yourself down, and make the wise choice that's going to lead you on the path to your own soul's growth. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing in regards to your change moving forward. It's about you grabbing hold of the reins and stepping and making choices that put yourself first before everything else that you may see. You can hold compassion for others. You can hold love for others and still prioritize your own self-love and your own actions toward your journey. All right. All right. So that's what I'm seeing here for your changes. And with that, we're going to now go and take a look at what beginnings are opening for you. So this is, again, was talking about changes. Now we're going to look at what beginnings are opening for you. What beginnings? All right. Okay, hopefully you all are following me on this. This is definitely about you stepping into your power, loves. Okay, so what beginnings? And we've got, I just want to make sure I'm pulling the right cards here. Yep. Sacred Tarot. Okay. All right, so your tarot for new beginnings. Ace of Wands. That's a great card to start with, the new beginnings. So aces represent beginnings. And this is going to be about a new creative endeavor. Something that lights up your heart, whatever that might be. Because a lot of times when people say creative, they're like, well, I'm not creative. I'm doing, whatever, mathematics or, whatever it is. But that is creative too. What I'm talking about here is what ignites your heart. What do you feel passionate about? What are you learning? What is a new project that you can step forward into? For a lot of you, that is going to be a creative project of some kind, in any realm that you can think of. It could be singing, writing, dancing, producing, music, like whatever it may be for you. It is a project that is going to be beginning. It's like a burst of an idea that you're going to bring into manifestation. Then you've got the King of Cups, beautiful, and the Nine of Wands. So new beginnings, new beginnings. New beginnings. So part of what's happening for you is, as we were talking about before with regards to changes and you stepping into your own power, the new beginning that's going to be happening for you is that you're going to be able to better balance your emotional world. You are going to be able to not only navigate what is happening for you emotionally, have a greater sense of clarity of what is going on underneath the depths of you, as well as what is going on with others, because that's what the King of Cups represents: emotional intelligence, and being able to navigate that emotional intelligence to bring about abundance on all levels. Okay, fulfillment on all levels, particularly emotional fulfillment. All right. So in terms of your new beginnings, this is saying for you, Pile 1, that you are going to find a new level of emotional fulfillment through you balancing your own emotional world with the emotional world of that which you see around you. Okay. Now, this is also going to be one of the other new beginnings, as we talked about, is going to be this new creative project that's going to be coming in for you, that is going to elevate. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my thoughts here. Elevate your day-to-day world, right? So the ace, I feel like, is going to be that new beginning for you of a creative project in which you are feeling ignited, on fire by it, right? Like it's something that ignites your heart, okay? It means that new opportunities are going to be coming in, which we saw before, and they're going to literally blow your mind because of that 10 of Pentacles that we saw you going into this new moon. So there's going to be opportunities. Follow those new opportunities that are coming up for you in this new moon because they are leading you to a place of great joy and abundance, as well as emotional fulfillment. Now, you've also got this Nine of Wands. So that lets me know that the other newness that's going to be coming in for you is you not only finding your own strength and confidence, but finding the resolve that you need to persevere to the finish line. Some of you have been feeling really overburdened in that this is just too much. And so part of it may feel like these new opportunities coming in, it could feel like it's a heavy load. But what the Nine of Wands is saying is it is encouraging you to have the perseverance that you need. And because we're asking this with the idea of what are the new beginnings that are coming in, that's why I'm really led to the new beginnings for you is like fully stepping in that resilient perseverance that you embody within your soul and using it to help you navigate to the right decision that's going to move you on your soul's purpose. All right. So pay attention to the new opportunities, the new creative ideas, could be job opportunities, could be artistic opportunities that are going to be illuminated for you as this new moon comes in, which is today. Okay. So within this next, 5 days or so, 3 or 5 days. All right. You've also got, in terms of new opportunities, feel and release. Release all you've accumulated on this journey. Now, this is really interesting because we've got this Nine of Wands here. Okay. And so there's this sense of you having been carrying something for some time. And there's a need within this new moon. One of the new beginnings that's coming up for you is the opportunity for you to actually feel whatever it is that is there and release it. Let it go. Move it out of your energetic space so that you can fully receive all of the new beginnings that are going to be coming in for you. Okay, you've got begin now. Take your first step, okay? So the new beginnings, it's about taking the step. You also have that Two of Wands over here when we talked about changes. And there's, again, as I said with the Two of Wands, you're going to make a decision, but it's not just about making decisions. It's also about taking the action. Taking the action. Wow, look at that river. Okay. Taking the action that you need to move you forward on that step. And then you've got the River card. And the River card talks about going with the flow. It talks about letting yourself follow the path. And it's interesting because you've got these paths kind of weaving throughout, right? Because you got, with these expected changes, you've got this path like showing up. Follow the leader. You take the lead, taking you on your path, all right? And as you're taking the lead to do that, you also want to allow yourself to kind of be agile enough to go with the flow as the river winds over rocks, under rocks, through various canals and things like that. Allow yourself to shift the way that you move by balancing your emotional world so that you can get to the destination that you need. Some of you have been trying to get to a place in one way, sort of stubbornly kind of banging on a door that's not opening for you. And what Spirit is asking you to do is to use your alchemy, use your magic to convert yourself to water to slide under the door, right? And get to the other side, to get through the crevices and the cracks that you haven't been able to get through. The new beginnings for you is that you are going to be able to shape shift your way into what you need to shape shift into so that you can follow your path towards your destiny. And Spirit is saying, now is the time, okay? The new beginning for you is that it is time for you to take your first steps towards your destiny, okay? Take your first steps towards your destiny. And I want to just see if there's any other additional information that I can give you in regards to the begin now. So the main thing to remember about this begin now is you may not feel ready. Oftentimes the traveler has to get up, has to move away from friends and family, has to shift the way that they're doing things, okay? And you might not feel 100% ready to do what you need to do, but you need to understand that every journey starts with that first step. And it is important for you at this time to take that first step, okay? The rest of the steps, as they say, like, you may not see where the whole journey goes. You may not see what the next, what the fifth step is going to be, right? Maybe you only see what the first step is, or maybe the first and the second step. But your guidance is to take that first step, and the rest will be revealed. Trust and know that you have the ability to do what you need to do, okay? All right, so that's what we see here in terms of new beginnings. And now we're going to shift and look at what is the gifts that may manifest for you with this new moon. What gifts may manifest for you for this new moon? We've got a couple of tarot and then a couple of spirit cards, and then we'll end out the reading with guidance from spirit. So in terms of what gifts may manifest for you, you've got the Four of Emotions. Hopefully you can see that. The Seven of Materials. And the Queen of Emotions. So this is like another theme of balancing your emotions, all right? So the gifts that are going to be coming up for you is, one, there's a lot of emotional stuff here, but then you've also got the Seven of Materials. And so the gift that I'm seeing here is that you're going to have a new level of understanding of self that allows you to have the patience that you need to persevere to the next level. There is going to be a gift of a elevated sense of emotional balance. You're going to find ways to be able to navigate more easily through your feelings and through the feelings of others, all right? This feeling that you have been feeling of sort of being stuck, feeling apathetic, like things don't matter, like you don't matter, like when I say you don't matter, I mean like your desires, that which you're passionate about, doesn't matter as much as maybe others around you. The gift that you're going to be getting is that you will have a new understanding of self. You will have a new ability to tap into what is your desire, okay? And with that, you will have the patience to be able to watch your harvest come in the direction of what you most desire, okay? What you most desire. You've got Let It Rain. This is another card about going with the flow. I love this. It says allowing what is, inevitability, trust. The truth of the matter is that your soul purpose is opening up for you. You couldn't stop it even if you wanted to, because the waters are rushing in, dear beloved Pile 1. Your doors are opening for you. The gateways are clearing, and you're going to have to just let go. There's a real sense of surrender here with this new moon. You're going to have to surrender as the waves push you toward your true purpose. The thing is that this is going to bring you so much joy, right? So the only thing that you need to do is just be mindful. I'm really thinking of the fact that we started with that Virgo new moon, right? So there's a real sense that you're going to need to be able to let go. You're going to need to not worry so much about the details of things, but allow yourself to just go with the flow and trust. Trust that you are on the right path. Trust that you are capable. Trust that you are worthy. Trust that you are guided, because the truth is you are. You are deeply guided. and the divine is watching over you, and they're asking you to let it flow. Let it flow, okay? You've got, look at that. Let go of urgency, surrender, freedom from time constraints. Now, the other thing is, this is also calling me back to another message that we got here. I'm trying to remember where we got it exactly, or maybe it just popped in my head. But there's this need for you to be mindful of clutter and letting go. I think it was in the beginning here, when we in the beginning when we're looking at what you're walking into. That there's a need for you to allow yourself to again, go with the flow, surrender. Understand that time is important, but the thing is that you're on a different kind of timeline right now, Pile One. So the way that you, wow, this is interesting. The way that you navigate time, if you allow the way that you have worked with time in the past to drive what it is that you're doing now, it's going to cause you unnecessary anxiety and stress, because the timeline that you're on, it is moving regardless. Like, you don't have to, yes, you're going to step into your confidence, you're going to take the lead, you're going to be guided, but you don't have to worry about constantly looking at the schedule, looking at the time, making sure, are we doing this, this sort of over attention to schedules, routines, times, all this sort of sense. I'm getting like the stress of it. Like, you can let that go, because actually things are in movement. You are in process now. So it's just an opportunity for you to just let go of the time constraints. Trust and know you're not too old. You're not too young. You're not too anything, right? You are perfect. You're exactly where you need to be at exactly the right time. You're not too late, okay? You're not too late. You're going to arrive exactly on time. You are prepared. You are going to be able to do this. You are walking towards your destiny, okay, Pile One? So just allow yourself to go with the flow of that, okay? It's a pretty strong message there. Oh, now, and you've got two of these. Interesting. Look at that. Okay, so everyone else got one. You got two. So you got the first quarter moon in Virgo. So we got this Virgo again. Assess the situation. And then the first quarter moon in Libra. Keep your heart open. Beautiful. Beautiful. So there's this, what I'm getting for you all is like this need to be able to take a step back from your world, all right? Take a step back from your mind is also what I'm hearing. Like, take a step back and breathe, meditate, look at the whole situation rather than focusing in on the details, and make sure that you're keeping your heart open. Make sure that you are allowing yourself to feel, Pile One. It is important for you to feel right now, because you're in a space with your new beginnings and the changes that are happening where you are learning how to more deeply balance your emotional world and the outside emotional world. Well, in order for you to really get that, to really learn that, to really hold that, to really embody that, you have got to feel. You've got to know what it is that you feel. If you're not sure what you feel, then you need to just stop and breathe. Let go of the sense of urgency and go with the flow. Let go of the sense of urgency and go with the flow, because you 100% got this. Your confidence should be elevated. You're able to persevere. You have the resilience that you need. You are ready, Pile One. You are ready. All right. That is beautiful. Okay, so finally, we are looking at what is your guidance from Spirit. Okay, what is your final guidance from Spirit? And I had wanted to pull a major arcana card for you as well, so hold just one moment. Okay, so now I've pulled the major arcana card. So this is the final guidance from spirit as you step into this new moon, okay? We've seen some themes here for you in terms of embracing your compassion, going with the flow, stepping into your power, persevering, following your lead, taking the lead in your own life and soul destiny, okay? And this real sense that has come multiple times around, like just letting go of that sense of urgency and going with the flow, all right? And so now we're looking here, what is kind of the guides, the words of wisdom from spirit? And your major arcana card is strength. Look at that. Trust your own. And I just kept hearing that throughout this reading, like trust yourself, Pile 1. Trust yourself. This says trust your own strength. You will find courage inside when it is most needed, okay? So understand that you are more than capable. You are more than enough. You have the tools, and get ready for the ride, because there's going to be some beautiful new beginnings coming in. And then you've got reframe. This is happening for me, not to me. So some of you are dealing with an emotional ride. Some of you are going to have to make some decisions to walk away from things that are no longer serving you. What you need to understand and hold close to your heart is that this is happening for you and not to you, okay? That the universe is bringing you to a place of ultimate joy, abundance, and prosperity that we saw in the beginning there with that 10 of Pentacles and that 2 of Cups. A heart-centered place, a place of love and hope and joy and abundance and overflow, okay? So trust and know and keep moving forward. You've got ask your spirit guides. And this card is really reminding you that your spirit guides are literally a breath away from you. They're a breath away from you, and they're telling you that you can ask them absolutely anything. When you find yourself very caught up in your mind, and your mind is spinning, and you're feeling like you're tied to some timeline, and you got to get this done, and this done, and this done, and this is happening, and this is happening, and this is happening, and you're feeling overwhelmed, stop. Stop, breathe, drop into your center, and ask. Ask the divine. Ask your spirit guides, and they will answer you. You may not hear them out loud speaking to you. Some of you may, but you will know in your heart what direction you need to move forward, beloveds. You will know. Just allow yourself the space and time to actually ask and then to listen, all right? And then finally, you've got compassion. And I'll talk about that. Defend to the end the worthwhile. You are a sacred warrior, okay? So we're going to look at both of those. In regards to compassion, we talked a little bit about compassion. And what you need to know first is that compassion begins with self. And that means honoring yourself, forgiving yourself, having a sense of openness and love and what is the word that I want? That compassion, for yourself, right? Allowing yourself to learn from experiences, allowing yourself to understand that you're here on this planet at this time to experience various things so that your soul can grow. And have compassion for that beautiful soul of yours as you go through this journey. That is going to open your heart and allow you to have compassion for others as well. Don't choose to close your heart and build walls. We also had in here, open your heart. It's time to keep your heart open, all right? This does not serve you. It takes you further away from your truth. Choose love. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to stay in a situation where you're being mistreated, or where boundaries have been crossed, because you can move away from a situation that does not serve your highest good with love and compassion still intact in your heart, okay? So hold on to your heart, hold on to the compassion in your heart, make the decisions that you need to move forward, and take the steps to move forward. Okay, I want to give you some words about this beautiful sacred warrior that you are, okay? Because it says, beneath the illusions, pretty as they may seem, you know what is real. Beneath the lies, sweet though they may sound, you know what is worthwhile. All that is genuinely and truly essential for your heart to throb with life is worthwhile. Okay? You are a sacred warrior. And you need to honor even the smallest steps of your path as a sacred warrior. They're no less important than the more noticeable or dramatic actions on the path. One single misstep can begin a landslide, okay? Being vigilant with what is meaningful and what is truthful, even in the smallest and seemingly most insignificant ways, strengthens the sacred warrior. You know, there's times when you disregard yourself, you disregard your desires, you disregard your needs. You know, those may seem like small steps, but they are important to your journey. It's important for you to have compassion for yourself, for you to give space for your desires and your passions and your needs. They are critical because you are critical. You are an essential being on this planet, and your path here is critical. So it's important that you take care of yourself along this journey. You are being asked to stay strong and stand your ground. This might be in a big emotional journey that feels like the fight of your life. It may be a matter that does not seem to hold much importance to maybe the people around you or the environment around you. Maybe you're contemplating an idea that you feel could be something, but those around you declare that it's nothing. All right? But you're being asked to stand your ground, beloved, because you are a sacred warrior. Your ideas matter, your hearts matter, and your needs matter. And so you need to stand fully up for yourself. Because believe it or not, as you stand up for yourself, you are standing up for all of the souls that are waiting for you to stand up, seen and unseen, okay? You're making a way for others as well. So that's what I see for you all, and this is the guidance that I see from Spirit. I feel like there's a lot of cards, a lot of reading going on here, but overall, the theme that I'm seeing for you all, pile number 1, is to stand up in your power, persevere, understand that new, beautiful opportunities are coming your way. Opportunities for creativity, opportunities for abundance, opportunities for love, and that you need to be ready by standing fully in your power and honoring your strength and going with the flow. All right, that's the reading that I have. I hope that this resonated with you. If it did, please hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't. Drop me a comment. Let me know what resonates with you. I'd love to hear from you. And with that, I hope that you have a joyfully abundant day and a beautiful new moon. All right, I'll see you in your next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. This is going to be your new moon, Lunar New Year reading. We're looking at it in several parts. We're going to start with just how are you moving into this new moon? What is the energy that's sort of with you right now? Then we're going to dig into what changes you can expect with this new moon. And then we will go to what new beginnings or new doors are opening for you. And then we will go to what gifts might be coming forward for you. And then finally, what is the guidance from Spirit as you navigate these energies, this newness that is coming into your life. All right. So first, we're going to start with the card that pulled you in. And we're looking at kind of what is the energy that's walking with you right now. And you've got a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. Now, here's the thing about this, y'all. The full moon in Libra here, this is talking about balance, right? So a win-win outcome is forecast. It is truly possible when you are able to balance your feelings and ego with the feelings and ego of another. All right. So being mindful of how it is that you are navigating the situations and the circumstances of your life. It is very important to make sure that your desires are present, but it's also important that you're balancing the needs and the desires of others. Okay. But again, it is a balance. So your needs are important too. So depending on where you all fall, because this is a general reading, some of you, may lean, your scale might be unbalanced in the way of focusing more on your desires. And then some of you may be that your scale is unbalanced because you're focusing more on the desires of others. And only you know which one that is. But wherever the scales are untipped for you, where you're going into this new moon is a need for you to get that balanced, okay? So that there is actually harmony and balance between your desires and your needs and and the desire and the needs of others that are around you, okay? See the other person through the eyes of love is one of the messages that's there for you. And also this card is about making a decision. It's going to be important for you to make a decision as you move into this new area. So that's the first thing that I see there for you all. And then I pulled an archetype card and a tarot card to just kind of see what is that energy that you're sort of walking with now. And you've got the Samaritan, all right? That leads me to believe that some of you are leaning toward being unbalanced in terms of giving to others. But let's see what else we've got here. Let's see. The Empress. Beautiful. Some of you may be desiring yourself. Okay, let's see. The Two of Swords. All right. So that is like the confirmation there in terms of it is important for you to. Okay. So before I get ahead of myself, let's look at this whole picture here. Okay. So in terms of the energy that's walking with you, you've got the Samaritan card here, and it is upright. The light attribute is going to be refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. All right. Now the shadow side, because we are looking at balancing, and this is a general reading, some of you may be dealing with the shadow side, which is exacting appreciation and recognition for the help that you offer. So there's a sense of like making sure that you are balancing the way that you're giving and how that you're giving. All right. You've got this beautiful Empress card. The Empress represents creativity. She is the nurturer. She is birthing something. Okay. The Empress is exorbitantly abundant. I mean, she literally can give abundant gifts by the hem of her skirt, right? So she is just exuding abundance and nurturing and creativity. She is able to give birth to the universe, okay? So this is a beautiful energy to be walking with you as you're going into the new moon, because we're really talking about this newness and and I feel like there's a sense of you being pregnant, right? You being pregnant with goodness, like with all that you could possibly imagine is good, right? And bursting with ideas, bursting with opportunities, bursting with love, okay? And then you've got this Two of Swords. Now this is interesting because it's really talking about this decision, and we talked about this balance piece here. The Two of Swords really talks about, notice that she has the blindfold on and she put the blindfold on herself. This card really talks about you looking at the truth of a situation, looking at at the situation wholly, authentically, not trying to be in illusion or doubt, but looking at something clearly and making a decision based on the truth. Okay. So what's important for you all as you move into this new moon, the energy that's with you is about taking off your blindfold. Okay. Making a decision to move yourself forward and balancing your desires with the desires and needs of others. All right. So that's what I have for you in terms of going forward, what you're moving into. And now we're going to take a look at what changes can you sort of expect as this new moon energy comes in, which if you're watching this on the day that I post it, is actually the 111 date portal and the new moon. So it is now, but the energy is sort of like give or take before a couple of days and give or take after a couple of days, the energy is heightened, right? But whenever it is that you're turning to this reading, I believe that it is drawing you at that time, right? So it just depends on when you are actually tuning in. But this is a reading for that 111 portal. Okay, so the tarot that you have in terms of the changes that you can expect, you've got the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Wands. Wow, all right. And the Two of Cups. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So the changes that you can expect, loves. So for pile number 2, Eight of Cups talks about walking away from something that no longer serves you. Okay. It's about following your heart. It's not just about walking away, which is why I really love the Eight of Cups. It is about walking toward your purpose, which does mean that your back is to those things that are no longer serving you. Okay. So you are walking away from things which can be hard, right? There may be a sense of needing to withdraw in some way, right? To pull away from something that is no longer working. Now, the thing is, you've got this Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is the fastest moving energy in the deck. And it really talks about things coming in swiftly and happening quickly. So I feel like, we're literally reading this on the day of the 111 portal, that you are going to be moving away from some things very, very quickly. But the blessing is that you're moving toward this beautiful Two of Cups, which is going to be companionship. It is going to be a heart-centered love. Right? It could be a partnership of some kind. It could be a heart-centered love that you have within a creative work that you're doing, or something that that lights your heart up. It's the way I like to look at it, right? That there is a union that is occurring with you in something that lights your heart up, right? Whether that be an actual person in partnership, whether that be a passion, a hobby, a work, career element, a family member, whatever it may be. But the thing is that ultimately, now the card does talk about partnership. It does talk about couples, soulmates, harmony, attraction, mutual respect. All right. So all of those elements are going to be what you're walking toward, no matter what that looks like. Okay, pile 2. So, and you're going to be moving toward it very quickly. So hold on for the ride, because you are walking away from something that some of you may have the sensation of sort of waking up and being very clear that this is done, right? Whatever it is, your feelings about something, your ideas about something, your relationship of some kind, your connection with a family member of some kind, your work situation, whatever it is, you're going to wake up and you're going to have a sense of clarity around like, yeah, this is done. I've got to walk toward this other thing. Okay. And that is going to happen very quickly for you. Now, let's see what your oracle cards are around this idea of change. All right. And you've got talk to the moon, communicate, change of seasons. Yeah. Magic stream. Wow. I love that. Okay. All right, so let's look at this change of the seasons, okay? 42, look at this blossoming that she has got going on, okay? This is gorgeous. You are really going to be blooming into something new, pile 2. The change of the seasons, we've already said that you're going to be, it's the end of a season for you. Like you're moving into a new season, okay? So whatever it is that you were dealing with, it's time to step away for that and to step into not just a new season, but a blossoming new seasons. Okay. This talks about transformation. It talks about life's ups and downs, and it talks about development. Okay. You'll see in the center of this card, there's a woman that's surrounded by sort of blowing leaves, right? Flowers and snowflakes. So there's all this like sort of transition. She raises an arm in protection or welcome. The card reminds us that seasons changed just as we do. Okay. We are in a constant state of transformation. And this is another one of those times, beloved. You're in a state of transformation. And so even when we feel overwhelmed, if we can just quietly be, all right, allow the movement to happen around us, When life whirls around us, let the certainty of the cycle of seasons be your grounding force. So you may be feeling like things are in a bit of upheaval around you, that things are whirling around you like a wind does in the seasons. Many of us in the Western Hemisphere have just experienced a pretty intense storm where a lot of things were kind of coming in, right? With storms, there's a newness that occurs, all right? So it's just there's a need for you to ground yourself in your connection to the divine, into yourself, and to your knowing that all things have a purpose, a time, and a season, okay? And that things will come back around for you as well, all right? You've got the magic stream, which I adore. And you've got this communicate to the moon, okay? And so what this is talking about, being open to new ideas, all right? Letting the channels of communication be open, not only with the people around you and in your environment, but letting the valves of communication be open within yourself and with the divine, all right? Work with your intuition. Pay attention to the signs you're getting. Allow the universe to communicate with you as you maneuver through this time, because you're going to be moving very quickly. And so they're going to be giving you messages along the way. If you just pay attention and listen, it will help you guide. It will help you steer your ship in the right direction. Listen, because your outlook is positive, but you need to communicate with your higher self. Start with the idea of communicating with your higher self. This is the part of you connected to all life everywhere. Learning to connect to this part of you is easy. Just simply sit quietly and ask your higher self what you need to know about your situation. Request answers. Close your eyes, breathe gently, and see what messages come to you. If you can, have a pen and paper ready to write down what comes up for you. Everybody's messages can come in a different way. For some of you, it may come as images. For some of you, it may come as smells. For some of you, it may come as sounds or music. Or, you might hear you may hear like a particular song, and you may be invited to go and listen to the lyrics of that song, because that might be the guidance around it. Or it might be the way that the rhythm makes you feel, and paying attention to what that brings up for you in your heart. That might be your answer. So to really understand that the universe communicates on a different frequency. So what you need to do is just be still so that you can receive it. All right. And you're going to receive it differently. And the more that you work with your own intuition, the more you are clear on when it is messages from the divine, as opposed to, you're being caught up in your human self, right? All right. So give yourself the space and time to do that. All right. Give yourself the space and time to do that. Now I want to talk about this magic stream, because the magic stream is such a beautiful, beautiful card. And it's really, anything with magic, I love magic, right? And it talks about how everything is connected, how all things are connected, how we are one, okay? Because we are all in the flow of universal consciousness, all right? It's telling you that every experience, everything that you've been through has a reason and a purpose and a story. It usually has a beginning, a middle, and an end, all right? For some of you, there's an end to some things that are happening, but you're also stepping into a new beginning, all right? So like the ever-flowing magic stream, your experiences filter through the whole world, one leading into another, informing and influencing more. Inspiration, invention, and revelations rarely come to one person alone, all right? This is why it's important for you to keep the realm of communication open. When you remember that you are part of the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel, all right? Many of you are already channels, okay? But allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality, and your success will be on its way. So there is a need here. The message that I'm getting here for you all in terms of the changes that are happening is that, yes, you are going to be walking away from something and walking towards something that is very heart-centered, that ignites your heart and your passion. You need to understand that things may be in a bit of upheaval. This is the natural process of life, the changes of the season, and how you need to navigate through these changes is to tap into your intuition and your higher self. Okay? Tap into your higher self, listen and communicate with your higher self and the divine to get the messages that you need that are going to guide you through this very quick energy that is going to come upon you. Okay? So that is what I'm seeing in terms of the changes that are occurring for you, Pile 2. And now we're going to look at what are the new beginnings. What are the new beginnings that are happening for you? And you've got Page of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Wow. This is abundant. Okay, so in terms of new beginnings, wow. Wow. Okay, so you're stepping into a new level of understanding, a new creative project, a new, what's the word? Like emotional ascension, like emotional well-being, emotional fulfillment, right? The pages are going to be those ones that are going to be your apprentice, your younger energy that is seeking and reaching for that which is new, okay? But the page, because it's cups, it's also talking about intuition. So it's bringing me back to what we saw. Like, what is that thing that's going to help guide you? You're going to be elevating to a new level of learning with your intuition, okay? It also talks about togetherness and bonding and admiration, intimacy, connection, right? That's what the cups represent. And the page is like you're going to be going into a new level of intimacy and connection. And I feel like that connection can be one in a relationship that may be happening for you, because you all definitely have this Two of Cups energy that is showing up for you. Okay. So moving toward a heart-centered thing, so that as I said before, it can be multi-level, that which is driving your heart and enlivening your heart, right? Impassioning your heart. All right. But the Page of Cups is indicating here that you're going to be diving into a new level of understanding, of learning, that you're going to be opening up to a new level of intuition. And you're also going to be beginning to work on it diligently, because you've got this Eight of Pentacles. So this is daily putting in the work. All right. If you're going to be digging into a better understanding of your intuition, you're going to be listening more. You're going to be doing some meditation. You're going to be doing some quiet breathing. You're going to be doing some studying around how do you open up your third eye more? How do you listen? How do you connect with spirit? You may be studying your own spiritual path more in terms of what do you need to do to connect to the divine, your higher power? What are the steps that can help guide you? And really doing the work and diligently digging in, depending on whatever your tradition is. If you're following, the Bible, then you're going to be looking at the Bible more readily. If you're following the, other traditions, Quran, whatever it may be, you may be looking at that more closely. If you are a spiritual warrior and a spiritual leader, you may be just tapping into your guidance, your various tools, your messages from the universe and the divine, and how they show up for you, connecting with spiritual leaders and masters and teachers, tapping into the energy that you are being guided to by your spirit and your intuitive guidance. All right. Your spirit guides, your ancestors, whatever it may be. All right. But this talks about working diligently on understanding at a deeper level. All right. The other new beginning or thing, open doors that are coming in for you, is this beautiful King of Pentacles. Now, this deck has both male and female King of Pentacles. This King of Pentacles is a female King of Pentacles. So it lets me know that you're going to be receiving, that it's going to be a bit more receptive in the way that it shows up. But the King of Pentacles is overly abundant because of the work that they put in. So it lets me know that you all have been working towards something. And as you're moving, stepping away from that which is no longer serving you, but moving toward that heart-centered project, you're also moving toward an overabundance, okay, of material wealth, material foundation, material connection, right? Stability, foundation. So that is what I'm seeing in terms of what's opening for you. This is beautiful for your new moon, that you're going to be bringing in more stability. Now let's see what your oracle cards are for what is the new beginning for you. And you've got, you are healing your heart. The heart hurts, but it will mend in time. And I feel like that is coming from this, whatever it is that you're needing to walk away from and begin to walk toward. This is an acknowledgement that in this new beginning, there's going to be a period of time where some things are not going to be back. You're going to still be healing from anytime we have to walk away from something, even if we know that it is right in our spirit and it is right in our path, it doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt, right? It can still hurt. But you are being guided to know that you are in the path of healing and that your healing is going to happen very rapidly. You got that 8 of Wands in here, and that you're going to be moving to a place of ultimate abundance. So keep your eyes on moving forward, all right? Try not to get lost or bogged down by the pain of the past, all right? And you've got Eagle and Wildness. Wow. Okay. Well, the other decks got one of these cards, but 2 fell out for you. And in this, it's interesting that you've got this because the eagle is going to be single focused, right? The eagle eye, right? Moving, flying directly to where you need to go. When an eagle sees its prey, it doesn't mess around. It doesn't kind of tiptoe around. It decides what it's going to do. It goes straight to it. It handles it, gets what it needs, and moves away. All right. If you've ever watched the process of an eagle going in to get its prey, right? Now, for you, your prey is your soul's journey, right? It's your path. So it's important for you to know that as part of your new beginning is you're going to have a new level of focus, a new level of clarity to be able to go straight to what you need to go to get to your soul's purpose. And they're also being asked to unleash the wildness within you. Take on that idea that has seemed a little crazy, right? You're doing some things that are going to be brand new, and it's going to bring you to a place of abundance. So allow your funk to fly, y'all. Like, let your funk fly, because that is going to bring you your prosperity. All right. If it seems crazy, if people around you look at you a little sideways, you get the side eye, that might be a blessing. All right. So go ahead and do the steps that move forward. As long as you're tapped into your intuition, as long as you're doing the work, you're going to be successful. All right. And finally, you've got First Light. Look at that. That is beautiful. Beginning a new cycle. First Light. This reminds me, I'm hearing a friend of mine has said before, with the idea of being a warrior and conqueror. We rise at dawn, right? We move at dawn, right? So there's this sense that at first light is when you're going to tackle this. You're going to begin anew. You're going to step fully into your power and take the steps needed to continue on your journey, okay? At first light, okay? Let's do it. So the other thing about this first light is to be mindful to face your fear. Face your fear about letting go of the old and step forward into the new. It is hard sometimes to let go of routines, let go of what you're familiar with, all right? But you're being told here that this is a brand new cycle. This is a brand new cycle in your life. They're wanting you to let your freak fly, right? Put your focus on what you need to do moving forward, which means some of the ways that you have thought in the past, which are the hardest things to let go of, like our thought process, various routines that you've done in your life. Well, I've always done it this way. I've always gone this way. I've always walked this path. it's time to walk another path, okay? It's time to walk a whole new path. Not just shift, right? But walk a whole new path. It's like that story of it's time to walk a whole new street. Walk down a brand new street. Don't try to avoid the pitfalls of the street that you've been on. You've been doing that. You've been doing that for some time. It's time to literally take a new direction. Okay? That is the new beginning portion of the reading. Now we're going to move into, oops, I'm sorry, I was moving the camera there a little bit. We are going to move into what gifts may be coming for you in this new moon. All right? And you've got the Knight of Materials, which is going to be the Knight of Pentacles. You've got the Page of Inspirations, or the Page of Wands. And the Muse of Emotions, which is also similar to the King of Cups. All right. So in terms of gifts, what gifts are coming to you? Slow and steady wins the race. You've got this Eight of Pentacles. You're going to be diligently working towards your past, okay? The Knight of Pentacles lets us know that you are moving towards your destination of success, okay? Success is coming to you. It is just about you taking the steps, and you're going to have the resilience and the perseverance you need to be able to continue to take the steps that you need. Another gift that you're going to have is you're going to have a burst of inspiration, right? The Page of Wands is about that youthful energy where you get like a new creative idea, a new project, a new ravenous thing that you want to pursue and create, right? It's about creating something new. And that you'll have the resources that you need to be able to learn what you need to get to your creation. Okay, that is part of the gift that is coming into you. The tools and resources that you need to be able to create, and the perseverance that you need to be able to keep moving forward towards success. And finally, even greater than all of that, is the King of Cups, right? The Muse of Emotions, which is finding a new level of emotional fulfillment, of emotional balance, of knowing thyself deeper than you've known yourself before, so that you can navigate your own emotional waters as well as the emotional waters of those that are around you, okay? So this gift of what's coming in for you for the new moon is a new level of, and understand that this is sustaining, because this is the king, right? This is the king of emotions. So it's a new level of ascension into your level of understanding of self and your level of emotional fulfillment, how to get to your emotional fulfillment. And this will be lasting for you, all right? Because you're building a strong foundation, and you'll be able to leverage your new knowledge of self, your new level of connection with the divine and your intuition and your higher self to guide you seamlessly towards your success, all right? Beautiful. All right, so, and then your oracle cards in terms of what are the gifts? Gentle force. This is just exactly it with that Knight of Materials, right? Consistency, persistence, patience, the long game, right? You're going to have what you need to get to your success, and you're going to do it one step at a time, which is going to give you the foundation that you need to make sure that that success is 100% stable. This is gorgeous. And, you know, the other thing about this is the gentle force is really talking about that balance, right? Of the way that water, you know, water is so deeply powerful in the way that it moves things, shifts things, molds things, right? Like the river shapes the ragged stone into smooth gems, like smooth gems. You know, and so there's a sense of you being able to move with a sense of grace and power that is actually, I think, going to shock you, right? In terms of what you find, the beauty that you find on the other side of your flow, right? Allow yourself to go with the flow. One thing that this gentle force card asks is, how can you show up with more consistency to what you're longing to create? So getting very clear, ego focused on what it is that you're trying to create and manifest in your life, and then to ask yourself the question and then follow through with what it is that you need to do to show up with more consistency, patience, and endurance, to continue to move yourself forward, to persevere toward that which you're creating. And you're going to see tremendous results, things far more beautiful than you thought possible. All right? You've got angels of the 7 chakras, power, truth, and connection. So what I'm seeing here for you all in regards to gifts is a balancing, right? A balancing of the energies that are within you. So the chakras represent, the energies that are within you. And if you are not aware of the chakras, you can certainly tap into them, because I feel like your balancing of your chakras is going to be one of the ways that your gifts can fully manifest. Okay. So finding ways to be able to make sure that you are connected with all of the different energy elements that are flowing through you as a spiritual being having a human experience. Okay. We'll see if there's a little bit more that comes up around that. You've got go deeper. Yeah. I'm really getting the sense that for you all, this is like a manifestation of, wow. There is a new level of knowing that you are diving into, right? There's a real sense of you going into the watery depths. And the reason for that is because one of your gifts here is the muse of emotions, which is going to be the King of Cups. Well, in order to get to this state, you're going to have to do the work of diving into those shadow parts of yourself, diving into the emotional feelings that you may have, the depth of your feelings. And it takes me back to the beginning of the reading where we said we were coming into balancing your desires, your emotions, and your needs with the desires and needs of others, right? So, and this is about balancing your emotional world with the emotional worlds of others, all right? And so this is part of the gift that's coming in. There's a real sense of you finding your footing, finding your balance, okay? Pile 2. All right, so that's what I have for your gifts. And then now finally, we're going to look at what is the guidance, overall guidance from Spirit as you step into this new moon energy. So much newness is coming in for you. So many shifts. Yes, you're going to be leaving some things behind, but you are steadily building a new powerful foundation for yourself, which is beautiful. All right. So final guidance, you've got surrender. Look at that, y'all. Wow. Sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest to stop trying to control the whole. The ego learns what's hardest to stop trying to control the whole universe. Wow. This is such a beautiful card because one of the things that's really jumping out to me is this sense of patchwork, this sort of quiltedness. And the reason why it's jumping out to me is because it's what I'm hearing from Spirit is that you are piecing together the authentic pieces of yourself. And in order to do that, you've got to surrender to your true nature. You've got to surrender to the divine so that you can be patched work together into the magnificent quilt that you are creating that is your life, right? As I said before, like the way that water works with this gentle force, the water can move and smooth, jagged rocks so that they shine and glisten like gems, okay? And so you are being asked to surrender, okay? The divine is asking you to surrender and allow yourself to be shaped like those ragged rocks. The other messages that you've got here, beautiful. The light in you can lead the way. Yeah, this is also about tapping into your intuition, tapping into the divine. Understand that the divine is you. The divine is within you. The divine is without you. The divine is everywhere present, right? And so the light in you can lead the way. You just need to be able to tap into what that light is. You need to sit still enough to be able to hear what your intuition is that's guiding you, how the divine is directing you, and taking the steps toward that which is leading you on your soul's purpose. All right? Surrender and listen. And then finally, you've got patience and come to life. Wow. So I'm going to get some more information on these because I want to make sure that you have exactly what you need. But I love this patience card. Look at this. I feel that the divine is telling you this need to have patience, because for your pile in particular, there is a energy here of working diligently on something. It's like following your passion, following your heart's desire, but you're in the process in this new moon of walking away from something and walking towards something. And so with that process, there is a need for you to be patient, not just patient with life, if you will, but patient with yourself in this process. Understand that you are moving forward. This card is telling you to slow down and enjoy the presence of the moment. You know, although you may have the passion and drive to reach for the moon, you are being asked to take things slower and feel the magic of each step. Understand, for you all, the journey is even greater than the destination, which is mind-blowing because your destination is overly abundant. All right, overly abundant, not just materially abundant, but emotionally fulfilling. Okay, in terms of what we've seen, the gifts that are coming forward, the new beginning, the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, right? Beautiful energy, swiftly moving away from things that are no longer serving you, tapping into your intuition. All right, so, but you're still being asked to be patient. So the affirmation that you have for yourself around patience is, I am patient and grateful for the wonderful opportunities that present themselves for me for the growth and enrichment of my soul. There's a need for you to also tap into that energy, that vibration of gratefulness, because that gratefulness is going to guide you through. And I remember, too, that I was pulling a major arcana card for each of the piles as their final guidance from Spirit. So I'm going to just pull that for you before I read this. Before I read this final card. And you got the Sun card, which is beautiful. Okay. The Sun card is that joyful, happy card of the tarot. It brings like childlike joy. Rejoice in the hope of a new day. Nothing can stop you now. Success is in your future. So the divine is really letting you know that you are on the path, right? You're on the path to, even though you had to walk away from some things, y'all, you're on the path to your future, and you are going to be coming to life. Now, the thing about this coming to life card, it's a beautiful, beautiful card. And it talks about you being the most sacred artwork, okay? And that you, as this artwork, you are bringing yourself to life now. And it is as it should be, okay? So it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. It's not always easy to do that. You must support yourself and have courage. Your monkey mind is not to run the show. There's even a little monkey there, okay? So it's not to run the show. It might have a lot to say, and at times it seems very convincing, but it's not the one in charge. Your mind can inspire you with ideas. However, it is the real you that speaks through your rebellious, sacred heart, that wild heart that we talked about earlier, okay? The mind is not much more than a swirling cacophony of habitual reactions. So beneath your habitual thoughts, that which is like your routine that we talked about, that need to break through. There is a deep, sensual, creative, and energetic awakening happening to you. So coming to life is about feeling, right? And that feeling, it can bring joy. It can equally bring sadness and rage or fear. So it's important for you to allow the feelings to come and go and swiftly let them flow. Let them flow like that water that we were talking about earlier. You may need to create, paint, write, do a ritual, sing or dance, but let the energy flow of your feelings. Don't hold back. Create space for yourself to do it. Honor the sacredness of your own spirit, your own divine creation. All right. This is beautiful. So I feel like there's a lot of really great messages here for you, and that the divine is really supporting you and acknowledging you that it's time to go deeper. It's time to have patience with yourself, to step into your full abundance. You will need to come fully to life, embrace your creativity, allow yourself the space and time to do what it is that you need to do to get through the flow of feelings and come to a place of emotional fulfillment and balance. I hope this resonated with you. I want to thank you so much for tapping into the Abundant Joy Tarot. I know this is a long message. These are long messages today. But if you like the messages that you're receiving here or the readings that you're getting here, please hit that like button for me. That certainly helps. Drop a comment to let me know what resonates with you. And subscribe if you haven't yet. And I will look forward to seeing you in your next reading. I hope that you have a joyfully abundant day. All right. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your new moon, Lunar New Year reading. So we are looking at several components as we move into the new moon. So we'll start first with just looking at what is the energy that you're currently walking with. All right. And then we are going to move to what changes should you expect in this new moon, and then what new beginnings or open doors, new doors are going to be opening for you. And then we'll look at what gifts are going to be coming, and then final guidance from Spirit. So let's jump in. So if you were drawn in by this card, this is going to be your reading for pile 3. And you've got a personal issue reaches resolution, a full moon in Cancer. Now, this is really going to be talking about that a situation is going to come to head for you all with this new moon. It could be an emotional situation, and you are being asked to, allow yourself to look at the situation honestly, feel your emotions, and move to the other side, okay? It can be very heated. Sometimes it can be very heated. You might have a sense of an explosion of feelings of some kind, but the thing is that it is coming to a resolution. Things are coming to a resolution. So this is the energy that you're walking into the new moon with, all right? So just being mindful of this. It suggests that you meditate to soothe any sort of heightened emotions that you might be having, taking those deep breaths, taking a moment to pause, allow those feelings, not to push them down, but to allow those emotions to move through you, okay? Don't let yourself sulk, all right? It's important for you not to sulk, but to allow yourself to move through the feelings, express what you need to express, and move to the other side, okay? That's the initial thing that we're seeing. And then we're seeing, wow. So the energy that you're walking with here, this actually says God, light attributes, benevolence and compassion, recognizing the internal force within yourself and others. Now, the thing that is a shadow is despondency and cruelty, using power to control people. So this is why it's really important for you right now to allow yourself to be aligned with your higher self. Okay. Allow yourself, especially when you're in a situation where there's heated emotions, things are coming to a head, there's a resolution that's coming forward. These are the times where you really need to lean into your higher self, use your meditation, do the steps that you need to do to see things from a place of compassion and love and kindness. It's important for you to be kind as you're moving into this new moon. The tarot that you got in terms of the energy that's walking with you, 5 of Cups, yeah. And the King of Swords, use your head. Okay, yeah, so for you all, where you are right now is you may be experiencing a loss. You may be feeling sadness, grief, frustration, high level of emotion, right? The sense of loss of some kind, all right? But you're being guided to really use your head, use your intellect, slow down. You're going to be feeling a lot of emotions, pile 3. That's what I'm getting. You're going to be feeling a lot of emotions. But what your guidance here is for you to use your intellect, use your sense of balance, right? Use your sense of, not to say hide from the feelings or push down the feelings in any way, but to allow the feelings to just kind of flow through you and take a breath, take a pause, and communicate using your intellect, using your sense of balance. All right, acknowledge the feelings and then step into that beautiful King of Swords energy in which you are able to see clearly a situation. You're able to step back and use judgment on the situation that is balanced and impartial, okay? Which is very difficult to do when we're in the middle of a really heavy emotional experience, all right? But that's what you're being asked to do as you walk into this new moon energy. Now we're going to now look at what changes can you expect with this new moon energy. And you've got Queen of Swords, confirmation of that. King of Wands, beautiful. 3 of Swords, okay. I'm going to go ahead and put the oracle cards here to look at the change so we can kind of see. Cleansing. Laura Lee, and I will look at that in more detail in just a minute. All right. And encouragement. Okay. All right. So this is for what changes you can expect. As I was saying before, in terms of using your intellect, as you move into this new moon, you're going to find that you are stepping into a place of being more, because this first card that came out, right? There's this of you being more truthful, blunt, straightforward, mature, sophisticated, and very clear focused in terms of being able to make decisions clearly, knowing which direction you need to move. And taking the steps that you need to do to move yourself forward, all right? You've also got this beautiful King of Wands energy, which means you're going to be really stepping into a place of leadership, all right? There's going to be guidance for you. The King of Wands is the natural born leader. He is creative. He is abundant, okay? But he's very savvy, street smart, as they say, but like charming, able to navigate various situations quite easily, okay? And I feel like as you are stepping into this new moon and you're stepping into not only balancing your intellect and balancing your emotions so that you're able to more easily see things clearly, but as you are navigating through the world, you're also going to be able to lean onto a superpower that you have that allows you to be able to, kind of charm, I was about to say charm the pants off people, but really like to really be that person who is very charismatic, who is able to light up a room, who is able to lead things forward. All right. Now it's interesting because underneath the surface, you all, I know, are going to be feeling some emotional heartbreak. All right. And that heartbreak is going to be just sort of sitting underneath you, this sort of unhappiness, this sadness, this loss. that you've been dealing with that we were seeing in that Five of Cups, all right? You are being encouraged, all right? You're being encouraged to move yourself forward, to cleanse yourself out of that pain so that you can step into a new space, okay? I want to give you a little more information about this Laura Lee card, which is this card right here, okay? It's like a little mermaid. It's interesting because she is also very anchored. And Laura Lee, this card talks about power, responsibility, following your own fate, and doing it with grace, all right? So it's a mermaid that sits on a rock and gazes toward the ocean. A small ship floats nearby, connected with her through a rope. She has the power to decide the destiny of this ship and the fate of the crew. With the flick of a twit of her wrist, she could toss the ship across the shore, or she could let it continue its journey. What will the mermaid decide to do? She has suffered great loss in her own life. Will she continue the cycle of pain, or will she allow healing and grace to calm the waters? Wow, this is really relevant to what is going on with you all, because you have recently gone through a pain. You're dealing with heartbreak, and yet you have the power to really have a sense of benevolence, kindness, and compassion. And what we said from before was what you are being guided to do by the divine, the spirit, your higher self, is to lean into your compassion, lean into your kindness. Understand that what you put out comes back to you tenfold. So do you want to continue the cycle of pain, or do you want to create a cycle of love and compassion, forgiveness, and healing? And I would encourage you to lean into your healing and compassion. As painful as that may be in the moment, understand that you're playing the long game here. All right, you're playing the long game. Use your intellect, use your savvy, use your creativity to move yourself forward. Okay, you've got this beautiful moonrise cleansing energy. And so I want to give you some more information on this, because this card, let's see, it's really also about heightening this energy that we're going through. The new moon is about new beginnings, all right? So something in the situation that you've been dealing with has had to be cleared, okay? And there's a need for you to also clear your space, okay? So that you can emerge from the situation cleansed. Be kind, but also be very honest, okay? Because your integrity and your truth is what's going to win for you. This Queen of Swords energy, having your intellect, being honest with yourself and being honest with others is what is going to guide you. So this card suggests that you've been going through a difficult situation that you're finally coming out of right now. So even though you're nearing the end of this challenging period, you still have the energetic cords or attachments that you need to clear from your life. This new moon is a great time to do that. You can look up for various ways on how to cut cords, clear cords, let things go, okay? So that you can embrace the newness of this energy. Think of them as energetic debris that needs to be washed away by time and intention. Just as we see the moon rise nearly every night in the skies, so you too are nearly always able to process upsets with some effort. You just need to carry out this cleansing of your body, mind, and spirit. All right? So you can take salt baths. You can, cleanse yourselves in various ways through whatever tradition you follow. All right? You can just do what you're guided to do to cleanse yourself. Okay? Some people use sage to cleanse themselves. They'll take a spiritual bath. They may just take an Epsom salt bath, which is a salt bath. Okay? Multiple ways. There's multiple ways to clean yourself. So do what you feel guided to do to clean yourself. And once you're cleansed, you can start over in a way that you might not even have believed is possible, because you're stepping into new beginnings here. all right? And you're being encouraged to let that thing go and do it from a place of kindness and compassion, all right? So that's what I'm seeing here in terms of the changes. And now we're going to look at what new beginnings are coming in for you. And so we've got some tarot, and you've got 3 of Cups, 5 of Cups. Look at that. Double 5 of Cups there. I'm sorry, pile number 3, for the pain that you've been going through. Know that the pain that we go through is some of the, for lack of a better word, greatest time to be able for our soul's growth. Okay, that's when we can really capitalize on our growth. Look at that, the Empress. You're going to blossom. You are going to blossom from your growth. You're going to be in a place of overwhelming abundance where you can create and nurture not only yourself, but everything that's around you. All right. The 3 of Cups also talks about, in terms of, you know, what is beginning is new connections going to be coming in. This is like kind of friend or family connections where you can celebrate with one another. There's a sense of like encouragement. We got that encouragement card over here. And so there's a real sense of like a heart-centered way of kind of coming together with others that will support you so that you do not feel alone in this journey. All right. And one of the new beginnings is, you know, I know we've got this 5 of Cups again, but what's beautiful about it is that she again is walking away, all right? And in her hand, she is holding brand new blossoms. All she needs to do now is go ahead and walk to the other side of the river. Maintain what she has. No need to try to swoop up the blossoms that have fallen. Leave them behind and keep moving forward, all right? Because when she gets to that shore, this beautiful Empress energy is coming up. And look at the abundance of blossoms that are going to be there for you. The Empress is that divine energy that is creating. She is birthing the universe, all right? All things are possible. She is abundant in all ways, all right? She is also emotionally abundant, but she has so much overflow that she is able to give very easily. This is why Spirit is asking you to, as you're moving through this period of loss and pain and frustration and grief, to hold on to your kindness and compassion. You know, they say, you know, turn the other cheek, but it's more than turning the other cheek. It's about embodying the vibration of kindness and compassion and forgiveness so that that vibration can heal you from the inside out. Okay. So it's a very powerful way of being. And it's not easy to do. So I just encourage you, pile 3, to really lean into your kindness as you're moving through the very difficult times. I'm not suggesting that you have not been wronged, because I get the sense that in many ways you really have been. And what is being asked of you may feel like a really huge ask, because some of you are in a lot of pain, and I can feel that. But trust and know that the universe and your creator is guiding you to a place of much greater joy, of much greater abundance. And you are being asked to cultivate, to help create with the universe by creating the vibration of joy, energy, grace, abundance, forgiveness, compassion, and love within your own body, within your own entity. Okay? You've got shine love on fear. Love will light up the darkness. Wow. That's exactly it. Okay. Very strong. Child. There's a sense of you having a sense of innocence, right? Of innocence, of the way that a child, when a child falls, as long as people are not like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? Okay, whatever. If people are just like, you're fine, you're good, get on up. They will just get up, dust themselves off, and keep running and playing and laughing. All right. And Spirit is in a sense wanting you to have that sort of childlike recovery, even though it feels like it's really, really painful. I just keep hearing that. So I know that some of you are really struggling, but you are really being asked to understand that this is just a part of your soul journey and that there are beautiful lessons to learn from this. But it's important for you to hang on to your kindness and your compassion, to hang on to your youthful resilience, to your youthful joy. You've got Voyage of the Heart. I cannot. Love flows through you and to you. Voyage of the Heart. Wow. That is gorgeous. So for new beginnings for you, it is about you fully embracing your heart space, tapping into that heart space. If you're feeling pain, what can you do to love on the situation, to love on yourself, to love on the people around you? You are beloved. You are deeply loved and profoundly lovable. You are a sacred vessel for love to flow through. And some of you don't always feel that way because people don't treat you as the vessel that you should be, but the divine sees you. Okay? And so it's really important that you continue to allow that vessel to blossom. The Creator is love, and in your essence, so are you. In matters of romantic love, all is healing or already healed on the inner planes. Trust the messages from your heart and follow them, even if they are at odds with your mind. Angels and guides are communicating with you. Listen to their soft whispers. You're being guided to love. You're guided to the path of love. All right? I can't say that enough because it just keeps saying it and showing me the pain that it's so painful when we're in that place of loss and grief to cover it with love. But once you start flowing it, the energy of love is so abundant and so renewing and so rejuvenating that it will fuel itself. Just take the first steps to stay in a mindset of love. Okay? Stay in a mindset of love. All right. So now we're going to look at what gifts may be coming in for you in this new moon energy. All right. You've got Ace of Voices. Knight of Emotions. And Temperance. Wow. Wow. Okay, beloved Pile 3, you're going to have, as you know, they were saying, the divine and guides and angels are speaking to you. And you're also going to have what we call like that aha moment, because that Ace of Voices is the Ace of Swords. It's deep to me that it's in this deck and it's the Ace of Voices, right? It's like the Ace of Illumination, right? That you are going to hear the voice of God, the voice of divine, the voice of wisdom coming in to enlighten you on what it is that you need to do. And it's a beginning. It's a beginning of something. It's something you maybe have not yet thought of. All right. And so you're going to be guided to follow that. The Knight of Emotions is the Knight of Cups, which is talking about bringing in a heart-centered message of love. All right. So the gifts that are coming to you is, illumination, clarity, love, a message of love and understanding and compassion and kindness. And then you've got temperance, which is balance, being able to find harmony in your world, being able to balance both earth and air, water and fire. Temperance is finding that center where harmony exists. And that is a beautiful gift when we're walking out a space of grief where we feel so unbalanced. And the way that you need to get there is through love, self-love, the love of friends and family that are going to be coming in to support and guide you. Okay. You've got Mother of the Salt Waters, passion, wild love, open your heart, let love in. This is just all a message of love. I'm going to give you some more information on that. And you've got, decisions, predictive guidance, and go for it. I love 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 it. Okay, so again, as we've been talking about, there's this sense of love and passion. You know, this card right here, the Mother of Salt Waters. Look at that. That's you. That is you. I mean, there's a beautiful God that, or goddess that's like walking with you, but I'm really seeing you as being swept up in this beautiful, enchanted ocean of love. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. And that you, within that space, you can find your passion. You can find that which is going to guide you. If you just continue to keep your heart open, let love in. All right. Understand that the ocean is unknowable. It is untamable. Its beauty is mind-boggling to humans since time has begun, and numerous deities are associated with her salt waters. Yemaya, Aphrodite, not Aphrodite, the Greek goddess Aphrodite, wife of the sea, god Poseidon. Aphrodite, I'm sorry, Aphrodite, goddess of fertility and abundance to the ocean. Okay. What stands out to me most is Yemaya, but that mothering energy that is all encompassing and able to lead you to a place of love, of healing and love and compassion. All right. This is a sign of new hope. New relationships are about to enter your life. And if you're already here, perhaps you're being called to open your heart and be even more embracing and loving. If you're facing conflict, how can you soften your heart while remaining true to yourself? How can you embrace the people in your life? How can you trust more and welcome the holding and support? All right. It's important for you at this time, as you're going through challenges, that you do not shut down. Okay. Do not shut down. Now, I want to talk a moment about this beautiful card here, which is the prophets and the ancient seers. Look at that. Decisions and predictive guidance. This is talking about tapping into your intuition and your guides, because they are very close to you. As I said before, when we go through periods of loss, or when we go through, grief, some kinds, those are the times where we can make the greatest moves forward with our soul journey by learning the lesson. Our guides are very, very close to us because they want to help you to get to the other side of that. Pain is understood on all levels, on all planes, okay? And so with this, this card is saying that although the prophets of ancient societies and ascended masters are also ascended masters and bring equally profound guidance, they carry with them a slightly different energy. Their messages are often predictive, revealing future potentials and offering advice on how to achieve outcomes desired. So the prophets and the ancient seers are here to help you to see, what do you need to do moving forward? What path do you need to take? What is going to be the most productive way for you to move forward? And what is the message that we're getting here, beloveds? Love, love and compassion. The reason why you're being guided to do that is because the prophets and the seers know that that is going to be your key to opening up your blessings on your soul journey. So even though it feels like, why would I be loving in this situation, right? You are being asked to do exactly that. Wow. This card reveals that those beautiful seers and ancient prophets are near you. and they're ready to guide you in the right direction and bring your desired outcome to you. It's just a matter of you tapping into that energy, tapping into your own guidance, your divine guidance, your intuition, and listening and taking the steps. My belief is that what I am telling you is literally just a confirmation. You already know, something has guided you to know, I know I need to pour love on this. But it's hard sometimes to do it when you're in a space of grief. So I'm here to be that voice that is telling you, because they keep telling me again and again that what is important for you to do is to fill yourself with love and compassion. You know, sometimes when you don't feel it, one of the ways that you can do it to cultivate that energy is to find something that brings you, that fills that heart space with you. It can be as simple as, you know, watching videos with babies laughing, okay? Or watch, if that works for you, right? Or, you know, watching something that brings you joy, that makes your heart smile, you know, compassion. Listen to things that are going to be uplifting and heart-centered for you, so that you can begin to cultivate that vibration. That's what you're trying to do, is cultivate that vibration so that so that you can then exude that vibration. And once you begin exuding that vibration, it will multiply in you, because that is the nature of love and compassion. Okay? All right. So, and this, you've got, go for it. You know, this is the Aries, new moon in Aries. We're in a new moon. And, you know, the Aries energy is about propelling yourself forward, self-identity, knowing yourself, having adventure and moving into your adventurous side, because you are moving forward. Okay. Do not, I keep going back to that. It keeps, so I'm going to say it again. Do not sulk. Okay. That was from the beginning. Do not sulk. Do not allow yourself to stay in the muck, because Spirit is trying to draw you out of the muck. You're not meant to stay in the muck. Okay. So this is your guidance, from your overall guidance from Spirit. Excuse me. And I pulled an Arcana card for everyone. And yours is Justice. Just like I said, like, you know, you may have been going through a difficult situation, and I am not saying by any means that it was just, because it was not, okay? But you may soon be faced with the decision. Allow justice to guide your hand, and you will find peace, okay? Justice is also about the justice of the universe and the balancing of the scales, all right? That what was wronged will be righted. But where you need to do is keep your side of the street clean, okay? Pile 3, your side of the street, meaning cultivate the vibration of love and compassion in your own body and in your own spirit. Whatever you need to do that. And in some cases, that is literally walking completely away from a situation, okay? And allowing yourself to cultivate that energy, because you can't cultivate it in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the grief, in the midst of the destruction, okay? Find yourself, give yourself the gift of allowing yourself to find that peace. You've got extraordinary. Oh my God. I felt that. Like you are extraordinary, Pile 3. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. Right? The Spirit only asks of us what we can handle. And what is being asked of you is great. All right. And I feel like the reason for that is because you are extraordinary. I just recently saw this video of all of these peacocks opening their feathers. And they went from this sort of small bird to this huge. Their feathers were huge, magnificently beautiful, right? And there's this sense that the Spirit is asking you to shine, to let your peacock feathers fly, all right? To not shrink, to not sulk, but to step fully into your light. And your light comes through love and compassion, all right? You've come to serve. You have an extraordinary mission, Pile 3. You are, if you go by the terms, you are the light workers of the group. You are the ones that are being asked because you have a special mission here to complete. And so you've got work to do. You cannot allow yourself to get bogged down in the muck of human tragedy, of human loss, of human greed, of human rage, okay? You have got to allow yourself to sit in the light that you carry and allow that light to overwhelm is not the word I'm trying to look for, but cast its exuberant, wide berth. I keep trying to find a way to say it, over all situations in your life, okay? Let that be the guiding force that propels you forward in your life. Do not allow yourself to get stuck. I am not suggesting that you don't feel your feelings, okay, pile 3? That is a part of the work. But what needs to override always is your love and compassion for self, your love and compassion for others, your love and compassion for the environment and how you're moving yourself forward, okay? And then your final cards from Spirit are Shadow Self. You're being asked to really deal with your shadow self. It's okay to feel the feelings, but as I said, you've got to let your higher self override what is going on there. Look at that. Diving for light. Diving for light. Yes, this card is about you being the one that goes into the muck, goes underneath all of the bull, if you will, and finds the light in the situation, okay? Finds the light in the situation. I'm going to look at this shadow self to see if we can get some more information for you in regards to the shadow self. This says, unless you learn to face your own shadows, you will continue to see them in others, because the world outside you is only a reflection of the world inside you. So if you're not liking what you're seeing outside of you, beloved, you've got to turn the light on the inside so that that which comes to you changes. All right? You may be wondering why you've been facing so many triggers and challenges of late. Things have been going well despite a few road bumps along the way, but the challenges that have been appearing all around you recently seem so overwhelming and disorienting. Just when you thought you had everything under control, it seems as if the world has suddenly shifted. Well, Spirit in the Divine understands your confusion and uncertainty during this period. But rest assured, beloved, this is a time of cleansing and clearing. We had that moon cleansing card. Cleansing and clearing all that was avoided and hidden inside of you. Healing of the world within is taking place and raw emotions are resurfacing. This is why you're in that space, right? But you are alchemizing those feelings and transforming them, which is why they keep saying you've got to cover them with love and compassion, because love and compassion transforms. Okay, it transforms. Rather than keeping it stagnant, it transforms the energy. You are exploring and uncovering the darkest shadows of yourself. This is why you're being faced with what seems like insurmountable challenges and triggers. It's an important and necessary time for you. So as these hidden parts of yourself surface, you've got to be gentle. Send love and compassion to the wounded parts of yourself. If there is rage, send love. If there is hurt, send love. May love reign on all aspects of you, whether they be dark or light. Wow, this is confirming everything. This period can be quite testing, being challenged by unforeseen events triggered by people closest to you. Through this cleansing process, your level of consciousness is expanding to new and heightened states of awareness and clarity. As you move through this period, be assured you are not alone and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I am healed as I acknowledge all aspects of myself. This right here is Spirit confirming everything that we just got through talking about. Yes, it's a challenging time. Yes, you may have some difficult emotions that are coming up. Your solution is to pour love and compassion on them. And I'm not talking about being Pollyanna, okay? I'm talking about looking at the truth of situations. Looking at the truth of situations. You've got the Queen of Swords. You've got to walk in truth, take your blindfold off, look at things clearly, make the decisions that you need to make, and then cover it all with love and compassion. Do it from a place of kindness. You make the choice as to whether the ship moves forward or whether you topple it, because you've got the power. All right. So allow yourself to step into your power and guide your life, your soul journey with compassion and love. Guide your soul journey with compassion and love. And you've got this beautiful diving for the light, which is all about going into the muck, looking at the dark places within you and in your life. It talks about you being brave for diving in for the light. It can be so much simpler to seek light in the heavenly, in that which is blissful, sweet, loving, and kind. To look for the light in that which is dark is an advanced task that only a rebellious and brave heart will attempt. And that's you, loves. You are going into spaces that are painful, that are hurtful. This card here speaks of a time when you are called into darkness through life circumstances, situations, relationship challenges, inner struggles that defy your actual understanding. That darkness might be a creative block, a sense of void or feelings of depression, rage, sadness, fear. You may be overcome by anxiety. There may not be an obvious cause. But what you're doing is diving in for the light. And you will find it. You will find it. With the help of your guides, you will find it. Diving for the light is a spiritual test and a threshold for all true creative work. We successfully navigate our way through this test and pass the threshold into new creative birth by staying connected to the light of compassion in our own hearts. It is not an easy test, but it is one that you must be ready for. Otherwise, you wouldn't be coming to it now. So just remember, it is the light of the heart that sustains. It exists within us always, even in the darkest depths of the unknown terrain. You are being asked and guided and supported to embrace your light. Understand that your light is the divine light. Wow. Wow. You are learning this lesson. You are learning this lesson. Feel honored by the lesson and stay humble, centered in your power and rebellious heart that refuses to be conquered by fear and remains faithful to love. All will be well. And you can say this aloud. Okay? You can say this aloud. I call upon the presence of unconditional love. Be here now without restraint. Fill me and fill this space. Touch all beings with your grace. I feel the presence of unconditional love within me. I acknowledge the presence of unconditional love all around me. I am the presence of unconditional love, and in this love, no fear can remain. May unconditional love guide any fear back to the light of love or back into the earth as it serves the greatest good. My body, my mind, my heart, and my soul are now completely bathed in and protected by unconditional love. Through my own free will, this is so. And so it is. Y'all, this is a beautiful reading. I hope that it resonated with you. I'm sorry that you're going through a period of loss. Know this is a beautiful, wonderful, abundant time for you to make steady progress on your soul journey, to lean into love and compassion, and you will see it multiplied in your life. All right, with that, I hope that you have a joyfully abundant day. Thanks for tuning into the Abundant Joy Tarot. If you like the readings that you're getting here, please hit that like button for me and go ahead and subscribe if you have not. Drop me a comment. Let me know what pile resonated with you and why. And I will see you in your next reading. All right. Bye.